Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
Yep.
Milwaukee.
And the Red Baron.
Milwaukee Soul.
I just love the occasional Milwaukee in there to throw everybody off. Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. On today's show, the starting lineup presented to you by the Red Baron. Red Baron, since you did the honors, why don't you lead us off?
So today I have Off Color. And this is a collaboration by, I forgot who the collaboration is. I came with the collaboration for one reason. It's a collab with my favorite beer, High Life. And I know it's from Chicago. I know the brewery.
you get to do a gross shot because the brewery is Off
Half
Color.
Moon. Half Moon's the name of the beer.
It's called Eek.
Eek is the name of the beer.
But you said brewery. You said you couldn't remember the collab.
Well, I remember the High Life portion of the collab.
But Off Color is the brewery that collabed with High Life, and they
Off
made
Color.
Eek.
But they're from Chicago. I knew that.
All right, here
We
do a
took
gross
so
shot.
much time preparing for this show.
That might be the quickest gross shot ever.
Well, I kind of think just drank it right off the bat one time.
Yeah, that's true. All right, while he's doing that, Mark Sheen.
I have everybody's first craft beer, the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
I can test that. I think everybody's first craft beer was Magic Hat number 9.
One of the
too bad.
two. I'm pretty sure it was my first one.
Pale Ale? Yeah. Soulsey.
I got everyone's favorite beer, the 40 ounce.
Kyle's keeping it classy.
Yeah. And then to continue the Farmhouse series, I have from Goose Island, the Belgian-style Wild Ale Lolita. Very fancy.
Lita.
So before we crack them, toast of excellence around the horn. Soulsey?
I'd like to give my shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars for winning their first home playoff game since 2000.
Mark Sheen? Oh, sorry, golf clap. Mark Sheen?
Mine goes to Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans. Looked great in his first postseason start.
Red Baron?
Thumbs down from Souls. Mine goes out to John Gruden, returning to the Raiders with a monster contract, 10 years, $100 million, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited for him to be back.
Seeing as this is a hockey show, I guess I'll do a hockey one. I was really hoping you guys would have a hockey one.
I had a hockey one last week.
I did it last week, too.
Yeah. Mine's going to go to Patrick Kane, Chicago Blackhawks. Bias, yes, sure. But in their most recent victory, as of recording date, against the Ottawa Senators, he recorded a 5-point performance. Had a goal and 4 helpers. First ever 5-point performance from him.
I'd like to give another shout out to Gordon Bombay. Brought the Ducks all the way. Quack, quack, quack.
Shot.
Yeah, that's a shot. But
Today I'm
So-
drinking Off Color. And
so before your shot, Kyle, we have to toast to our toast of
Oh,
excellence.
there's so much stuff going on.
Well, let's go.
we
Gentlemen, crack
do
them.
this every week.
Machine hates the fake cracking noise, but it's the problem when everyone has bottles. I've never talked while everyone else drank before. I took my drink first. Kyle, what do you think?
It's quacktastic.
I'm a big fan of this. Shot trivia. Also, I'd like to announce real quick in the pick'ems, Kyle did not submit his playoff pick'ems for last week, so I have taken the lead from Kyle again.
Forgot we had to do that.
No, we didn't, Kyle. That wasn't a thing.
I know.
But shot trivia. Seeing as how it's a hockey show, hockey trivia.
Ooh la la.
So as of the 42nd game played for the Chicago Blackhawks this season, also the 42nd game played by Jonathan Toews, how many logged time on ice minutes has Jonathan Toews registered in his career? So how many minutes has Jonathan Toews been on the ice for his career?
Wow. I could see myself shooting real high on this. All right. How many years has he played, you said?
I didn't say.
Well, would you tell us?
No.
All right.
No, he's played 11 years, I believe.
11
I want to say
years.
it's 11.
I'm going to go with 3,014.
I'm going to go with 8,911.
4,012.
What'd you say, Kyle?
3,014.
And what'd you say?
8,911.
Kyle, you lose. None of you were even close. 15,000 on the nose.
See, I'm not good with the time thing. Like, how many minutes are
Next time you go in the middle, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Well, somebody's got to be in the middle.
because it's bullshit. He always does. He's going first next time.
See, the problem with the shot trivia is
It's 250 hours, by the way.
somebody has to go first, somebody has to go last, and that means someone's going to be in the middle.
Well, it's usually me and Paul that's been losing, and you actually.
I lose. I lose all the time.
This bitch is going first next time.
Maybe can we part of shot
10,
trivia?
10.4 days.
Wow.
I think next time we should just write it down.
Well, what if with shot trivia there has to be an order to when you guess? Does that make
Write it
sense?
on a piece of
Seems
paper.
like it should be an off-air conversation.
The people need to know the discrepancies that happen with our show.
Actually, last game was a very even game for Mr. Jonathan Tays. His 15,000th minute recorded on ice, on the nose, and his 3,000th shot attempt.
Wow.
It's pretty round numbers. I like him.
How many goals?
Does he have up to this date for his career?
Yeah.
286.
Oh, man.
What do you mean, oh, man? What does that mean, oh, man?
I meant hoping he'll get like 300 or something.
Okay, well, I mean, he's a playmaker and a defensive forward, Kyle. This is not the time to have this argument, Kyle. Because you will lose.
I'm not having
You
an
will
argument.
lose, Kyle.
I was just hoping that it'd be an even number.
Okay, yeah. Well, it is because it's not 0.3. So anyway, needless to say, it's a hockey show. Hockey. We forgot to announce that we are recording from the GDH Woodworking Studios. Shout out to Mr. Greg Hewson.
Yeah.
So it's hockey. These gentlemen have done their best. Disclaimer before we get into the stuff. I'm pretty good with most names, but my lovely panel here, not so much. So there will be quite the butchering of names.
It might get a little ugly.
But that's why you love us. So they've done their homework. They've watched the footage, the clips. They've prepared. And hopefully this gets them excited, segues them into actually watching full games of hockey. Be nice. Come on, guys.
I like hockey.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Souls?
Quack, quack, quack.
Excellent.
Shot.
So, yeah, well, I mean, I like, it might be repetitive, but I like the hot and not thing. I know that's not a thing that we invented, but
We highlighted.
we refined the wheel. We added more spokes. So, we'll start off. Souls. NHL. We're halfway through the season. Who's hot?
The Tampa Bay Lightning, who have a record of 31-9 with 3 overtime losses. It equals out to 65 points, which leads the league. All around, defensively, goaltending, offensively, they're just blowing teams out. Keep winning. Kucherov is having an amazing year. Stamkos is Stamkos. And the goalie, Andre Vasilevskiy, is performing out of his mind.
I'm curious to see how many different times this name is pronounced.
3.
It's going to be pronounced 3 times today differently?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your hot team?
Yeah.
Arguably the hottest team in hockey.
I believe they are.
Yeah? All right. Kendall, care to venture into the not debate?
The not debate. My not team is the Ottawa Senators. Huge drop off from first line to the other lines. Like second and third line, not scoring goals, giving up goals. One of the worst defenses in the league right now. I don't have the list out of whatever. I don't know if you guys would have that info. What the defense ranks out of a top out of.
No, I'm not off the top of my head, but I know that they pretty much they started off the season. I think it was the first 18 games or something like that. They only lost 3, and they've just been on a downward spiral ever since. They've just been getting knocked around to the point where fans are throwing their jerseys on the ice after games.
So Senators is dropping down the ladder.
Very New York Giants-esque.
So they are a not team.
Fair. Machine Washable. Do you have a team who's hot?
I do. And it's the surprise of the year, the Vegas Golden Knights. They're 29-10, 60 points. They're only behind Tampa. Young team, just put together, but they look great. Jonathan Marquezine has 40 total points.
I'm not going to correct you or not during the show.
I was just kind of looking to see if anyone started laughing.
Corrections. This is just going to be answered. You guys just say the names. whatever you think, just say them. Just don't even stutter. Just say them.
Just
Right.
all confidence.
William Karlsson, team leader in points, team leader in goals. And, they have 3 goalies playing great between Fleury, Dansk, and Malcolm Subban.
And James Neal. Not for goalie, but the guy's just a f***ing animal.
Yeah, they're playing great.
Yeah, he's nasty. So back to you, Souls. Who's not hot?
Everyone's favorite Arizona Coyotes.
Love the desert.
So the Coyotes don't really score much. They don't really play much defense. And their goaltending very subpar. So put that together, you're in for a losing season.
All right, Emerald. Bam!
Big trade, though.
If there is.
They traded, whatchamacallit, blanking on this one. The Blackhawks and the Coyotes just go in not a blockbuster trade, but it has the potential to be blockbuster. So the Blackhawks acquired Anthony Duclair and forgetting his name off the top of my head here. I'm blanking. This is killing me. I have to do a shot for this. But Anthony Duclair is the big name. Young gun, has the ability to score. And they traded Richard Panik essentially for him, which Panik has been producing, but the Blackhawks are kind of in a shambles right now. But it could be really good for both teams. Arizona's got money to play with. Chicago needs money to play with. Bowman, the general manager for the Blackhawks, it's always very fascinating because every year he makes some deal that's like not really that great for the team, and then he finds a way to get out of it. And it's just they're essentially the Patriots of the NHL. It pains me to say that, but they're just really good at finding some rising talent at a very affordable price, and then they become very good, and then they sell them off.
Didn't hurt trading for a 22-year-old.
No. So, Ken, we'll go back to you for a team who's hot.
The Winnipeg Jets. For me, you guys can dispute this, kind of a surprising team. I like to go back to defense. Their defense is in the top 10, where the Senators are not. Ninth out of 10th, but in the top 10 nonetheless. Blake Wheeler playing very well, 52 points, 14 goals, 38 assists. Patrick Lane is tied for the team with the lead in goals, 19. So Blake and Patrick both have 19 goals on the season. And young goalie, Connor Hellebuck.
Don't question it, just say it.
Connor Hellebuck. It's funny when I say it, it's like, that can't be right. That can't be his name.
Hellbuck.
Connor Hellebuck. That's an intimidating name. He's 23-4.
Fun fact about the Winnipeg Jets, some San Jose Sharks players slammed Winnipeg in a video about Winnipeg being the worst place to play because it's just cold, dark, and depressing. So I thought that was fun. So we'll round out the hot and not with Maxine Washable giving us a not.
The team for me that is not hot, and they're usually like one of the powerhouse teams in the league, is the Montreal Canadiens. They're not on the top 8. Carey Price, 13-14 record this year, giving up almost 3 goals a game. He's usually lights out. No player on the team has 25 points, so they're not scoring. They're giving up goals. They're just not looking good. Defense is getting old, and there's a key injury to Shea Weber, hurting him.
Yeah, I mean, one of the better defensemen in the league. But
hard-hitting slap shot, too.
Yeah. It's not out of the question for the Canadiens to turn around. I mean, they have the best potential goalkeeper in all of hockey. I mean, he's playing down, but every year is different. We see it in any sport. Anybody can have a breakout year.
Oh yeah.
It's more highlighted when you have an off one as a superstar than when you go above and beyond. So it's kind of a shame because Carey Price is arguably the best goaltender in hockey.
You have
It's
the
hard when you're
expectations.
facing so many shots a game.
Yeah. I'd like to round out the hot and not actually with the middle of the road teams, some of the surprisingly not surprising but not disappointing teams. And those 3 teams are nice. Those 3 teams are the Minnesota Wild, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. All 3 of these teams are Stanley Cup contenders on paper. There's no reason that they shouldn't be in the tops of their division. but they're not. They're all vying in the bottom bottom 5% of their division. They're all either wild card or wild card fringe teams at this point. Now, that doesn't mean anything because they both have had a lot of really good strides this season, which has been followed with a lot of big dump offs. But all three of these teams have the ability to go 20-0-0 real quick. And it's going to be interesting because the way these teams are playing, like I said, they have stints of really good, stints of really bad. If they keep playing this way and even two of these teams get hot at the end of the season and decide that's when they're going to go off, it could be very dangerous. Because these three teams are not teams that need to play at home to get the edge. Teams like the Blackhawks do play much better at home, but they know how to win on the road. You got to figure the Stanley Cup back-to-back champion Penguins, 3-time Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks over the course of 6 years. They know how to win. They know how to win on the road. So it could be very interesting. And it hurts me to say this because as a Blackhawks fan, I think anybody could attest to this. For any sport that they really like. I'd be interested to hear your guys' takes on it. Even though, like, the Steelers, for example, have been killing it lately, the Yankees are starting to get back on Yankees baseball. The Blackhawks have always been a strong contender, but seeing these teams kind of struggle is kind of good for the sport because it opens up, like, the Vegas Knights. They're killing it and they're continuing to kill it. You look at teams like Tampa that are usually the third or fourth best team in the league are running table on the whole league, and a lot of it has to do with the Penguins not being that good. It's just a lot of these powerhouse teams are not the Islanders, the Oilers, the Canadiens, the Penguins, the Blackhawks, the Wild. These are all teams that are not playing up to par right now, and it makes for a very interesting league.
It's nice when the leagues get a nice little
Shake
scramble.
Yeah.
Get a scramble.
You don't want to see the same teams win.
Well, let's just look at the NFL. Look how excited the entire NFL was that the Buffalo Bills made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not just to end the drought, but just it was a fresh face. Buffalo, Jacksonville.
The whole NFC.
Yeah, pretty much the whole NFC. It's I mean, the Rams, the Eagles, these
Yeah.
are all teams that,
Weren't there last year.
yeah, 2 years ago
Just
weren't
think
even 500.
In a couple years, like the Patriots dynasty is probably going to be gone. It's going to be fresh
Fingers
blood.
crossed.
Yeah, fresh blood. It's going to be nice.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens for these sports. But segueing from that is obviously team play is very important, but individual play goes a long way. Kyle Souls has done a lot of research. I'm very proud of him.
Quack, quack, quack.
And he plans on going head-to-head with me on some trophy winners. What do you, Kyle? You don't have to whisper.
You've got to take one, too.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'll take 2 for forgetting. But you could just say it, So Machine Washable will be doing the trophy announcements, and then Kyle and I will each be giving our input on who we think should be winning this award. At the halfway point, obviously, things can change. And then based off of our arguments, the Red Baron.
They got to convince
I
me.
actually have a question for you.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
here we go.
For the Winter Olympics, they're not stopping, right?
No.
No,
Okay.
the players can't go.
Right. And don't expect, a lot of people, you see a lot of things about it, don't expect any sort of protest or boycotting of like the All-Star game or anything, or NHL lockout stuff because they're not playing. Players are upset.
But they understand.
They do, but they don't. But they're not going to, at the end of the day, they're not going to turn down $3 million, $4 million,
Exactly.
$10 million not, because it doesn't matter. Because if they go play, they're canned from their team. So
That's the thing. Like they signed contracts here. They have to. Sure, yeah, it was nice when the league was allowing them to do it, but they're under contract.
Well,
it
was
is what it is.
I think it was 1994 was the last Olympics. I think that there was no NHL players in the
really?
Olympics, and it was a pretty bomb Winter Olympics for hockey. So this isn't going to ruin the Olympics for hockey. And if anything, it's going to give some bright young stars that wouldn't get the chance the opportunity.
Well, you think about, like we just said, it shakes it up. Now Canada's not going to be the super powerhouse that it's been the last couple Olympics.
Yeah, they will.
They'll still be good.
Oh no,
but
they're still going to be the powerhouse. They're still. Do you have any idea how many people play hockey in Canada?
I know, but what
Everyone.
I mean is,
More people play hockey in Canada than people jerk off in the world.
Are AHL players allowed in or no?
I just don't think any NHL players are allowed. I don't know the details of it. I haven't really looked into the absolute depths of it, but my guess would be no NHL players are allowed or AHL players on 2-way contracts. Meaning that they can get, one-way contracts, sorry. but I'm sure there's probably some deadline if you had been, if you've been demoted down after a certain point, you can't go play or whatever type of thing. So this stuff is terrible. I haven't had a shot of this in some time. This stuff's real bad. It's like a honey mint bomb of gross.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's getting down to the end of it. It might be finished this show. Might.
We're gonna try not to. That's how bad it is.
Well, that means we can make a new private stock.
Tell you what, though, cork's getting a little dry. All right, so Mock, Sheen.
The first award, the Vizina Award for Best Goalie. Souls?
My goalie choice is Andrea Vasilevsky.
Spell it.
Country of origin, please.
From the Tampa Bay Lightning. He has a 93% save percentage. He has 26 wins on the year, and he has 6 shutouts. He only gives up about 2.2 goals a game. He's very top-notch and the big reason why the Tampa Bay Lightning are running away with the East.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Paul, to you.
So it's a little hard because, he's kind of the hands-down candidate, but I think a very strong case could be made for Connecticut's own Jonathan Quick. He's 19-13. So he had 2.3 goals allowed and 92.6 or 92.6 save percentage. So he's not playing. Obviously, his numbers aren't as good. He doesn't have as many wins. I think he only has 2 shutouts. He might not have any shutouts this season. Now that I'm thinking about it, but anyway, either way though, he's playing really good. 3 shutouts. Sorry, I looked it up. He's playing really well. He is probably more so the reason that the Kings are in second place in the Pacific Division than the Lightning are number 1. I think the Lightning are getting a lot more help defensively and offensively than the Kings are. Not that they're not performing, but it's just I think without Jonathan Quick, I think the Kings are kind of like that Minnesota Wild Blackhawks team, fringe of wild cards, looking in, looking out, looking in, looking out, versus hands down
number 1.
It's a fair point.
Yeah. So
now I have such
And Red Baron, the winner is.
I have such a dislike for Jonathan Quick, but I think now and when it's all said and done at the end of the year, he's going to be the guy to win it. So I give it to Quick.
sorry, Souls.
Kyle is so mad.
Whatever. 6 shutouts, bitch.
I know. But
No, it's okay.
we're saying it now, and I think head to head, Paul brought up some good points about where the Kings are at, and you look at him at the end of every year. Quick is always he's a leader.
Was he there last year?
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. He was hurt, bitch.
So he was still there.
He didn't get what I'm saying.
Kyle with the call out.
So, all right, if you break your leg, Kyle, and you still come to the show and don't talk, are you here?
I'm talking about stat wise.
I just proved you wrong. Private stock.
No, you private stop.
My argument for Quick over. Could you please say it for the?
Vasilevsky.
Yep. My argument for Quick is just that Quick has proved year in and year out that he can be consistent over an 80 or not 82 games. They don't play 82 games, but however many starts he has, call it 54 or whatever, 58. He's proved that he's going to play the same caliber of hockey for 58 games. He's not going to get pulled. He's not going to have a 6-game goal against, outing. Tampa's got a lot to prove to keep it up for the second half, but he's playing well. Mock?
The next award for the best defenseman, the James Norris Award. Soulsey?
Well, mine is John Killenberg from Dallas Stars.
Gross.
Sounded confident there.
Yeah, I went offensive for this position, which I'm wrong.
No, not true.
Yeah, it's 39 points, a positive 12 plus and minus, and 33 assists. He's playing very well for the Stars, and they're one of the middle-of-the-road teams as well this year, after being abysmal last year.
I got Victor Hedman from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Going to be a lot of Lightning on these lists. But 33 points in the season, mostly helpers. He has a 24 plus minus. Only 32 minutes in the box, which is very good. He's helping out his team a lot. He's helping out on the power play a lot. He's got 11 power play helpers, which is awesome. And he's actually shooting the puck pretty well. About a 5% shooting rate, which is very good for a defender, especially when you consider all the offensive-minded defensemen out there like PK Subban and Brent Burns, who get down in.
Sorry, who was that first name you said?
PK Subban. They get down in.
Shout out to my brother.
Shout out, Larry.
They get down and gritty, whereas Hedman's not always known for that, but he's just all around just a really good defenseman. He's kind of like the catalyst of the position right now, and It's really ugly looking.
And the winner of the James
You don't
Norris
have to
Award,
answer. I know who
Red
it is.
Baron.
Kyle, I'm afraid it was not.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the Lightning are playing so well.
Yeah? Yeah? You son of a bitch.
Looks past the Lightning goalie and argues for the Lightning. Next trophy, Machine.
The Jack Adams Award for the best coach.
So there's no debate on this one. Kyle and I kind of talked about it before the show. Kyle, would you like to tell them who we both think is going to win it?
Gerard Gallant with the Las Vegas Knights.
Kendall, do you agree?
I'm gonna have to go with Kyle, the winner on this one.
The Golden Knights, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mobby.
My Bay.
Hey, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, well, he saved himself. The little Hurricane Chris references. Yeah, I mean,
Expansion team, he already has 60 points, 29 and 10. He leads the Western Conference.
if the Vikings, if the Knights, yeah, I know. I'll take the private stock. If the Knights can lock up home ice advantage for the Western Conference series of playoffs, they have no reason on the panel to not give this award to him. I mean, I don't give two damns what the Lightning do, because this is a team that's been proven. They've been to the finals in recent memory. They are always right there in playoff discussions and teams that have the potential to go all the way. You said it, expansion team. This guy literally had no idea what he was going to be working with chemistry-wise. He had a bunch of players that aren't really all that proven. A lot of talent, a lot of upside, high ceilings. That doesn't mean shit. We've seen a lot of that across a lot of sports. And this guy's coming out here and he's coaching lights-out hockey. And they're winning games.
It's fun to watch.
A lot of them. So you picked Kyle to win that one?
No, well, you guys had the same answer, and I agree with what you guys said. So do I have to pick out of you two?
Yeah.
Tell you what, let's move on, and then if it turns out to be a tie, I'll pick a winner after that.
All right.
The best award for best defensive forward.
You may have some private stock, sir.
I know.
The best award for best.
I was reading my notes here, and the word got in front of me.
So what do we do?
The Frank Selke Award. Soulsey?
I'm going with Patrice Bergeron. He's very consistent.
Yeah.
He's
like
very
He's like the perennial
good.
winner of this
the
award.
Bruins
isn't
are in second
They
place.
pretty much should just name it the Patrice Bergeron Award.
He's in second place. The Bruins are in second place. He's a big part of it. You know, he averages about 20 goals every season, with about 50 points.
Ooh, Machine's making a Souls face over there.
he? That is not aging well.
He's a big reason why the Bruins are going to be right in the mix every year. It goes to him.
I'm going to say Sean Coutier, center from the Flyers. The guy's playing out of his mind. I think he's like fifth or sixth in goals overall. The guy has put up 42 points in the season already, very evenly matched between goals and helpers. I mean, he's only 14 on the plus minus, but his face-off percentage is good. He's sitting at the plus side of 53. He's shooting an 18% from the ice, which is disgusting. He's got a lot of game-winning goals, which is awesome. I don't know. I think it might be time to dethrone Patrice Bergeron.
But will it?
Well, the man with the answer, Red Baron.
Will it?
Kyle, I'm sorry, but I have to give it to Patrice Bergeron.
I was so shocked. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's the guy I said.
No, and it's the consistency. You know, Paul, you put up some good points, and you know he may very well be dethroned if it's this year or the year after. I don't know how old he is now.
I'm gonna cut the tip of your penis off.
Oh wow, yeah.
With those scissors there.
With these
Crinkle
Rebecca
cut
original,
scissors.
crinkle cut scissors. This is how they make fries. They just sit there and just.
It's agonizing for the people at Nathan's.
Kyle, is that how they make fries?
We don't have those kind of fries. We're private stock, bitch.
Oh god, the BK private stock.
We used to have
We could
that.
juice a Whopper,
Moving
Kyle,
along.
Fry it up tomorrow.
fry it up.
The award for most goals, the Maurice Richards Award. Soulsey?
I'm going to go with Alexander Ovechkin. He pretty much has to score a lot for them to win games. And he already had 27, which is tied for the league with Kucherov from Tampa Bay. I think he's a better scorer than him, and I think he keeps it up throughout the whole season.
It's fair. It's fair.
Riddler?
I'm gonna go with a dark horse on this one, and I'm gonna say Anders Lee from the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders are not playing great hockey this year. They're there, but I'm pretty sure that they're last in the league for goals against. meaning they let up the most goals a game, and they're also like top 3 in goals scored a game. So it's pretty much going to be like 7-6 every game they play in.
So they need to trade for a goalie,
which means that they just need to trade for a new blue line 2 goal. It's just a disaster the whole part of that ice, but they're scoring a lot. So I don't know. I think that in order for them to keep a playoff picture alive, they need to keep scoring goals. He's already there. He's 3rd in the league in goals. So I think that I think it's just out of circumstance. I think he's just going to keep scoring.
And the winner is.
I give it to Ovechkin. Just consistency. His name is always mentioned. You watch the highlights. Who was the name they're always saying in Washington? Ovechkin.
TJ Oshie.
All those guys, they're just wonderful. But,
Wonderful.
John Wall.
Can we have a hockey show? Ooh wee.
I'm saving it for when he goes to Cleveland.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, Souls. So what are we tied? 2-2?
Yeah.
So it can't come down to a tie because there's only one left.
Yep.
2.
1.
There's one
2.
award left.
2. There's 2.
I have one more.
Who do you have for the second? What's the second award you have left?
The Art Ross and the Hart Memorial.
We're not doing the Art Roscoe.
I didn't cross it off.
Did you want to do the Art Roscoe?
It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm asking you. Did you want to do it? Yes or no?
Sure.
All right.
good with
The
it.
Art Ross trophy goes to Soulsey.
I'm going to go with Nikita Kucherov from the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'm going to have to go with Paul on this one. You just supplied no helpful
He
information.
leads the league in points with 59. He had 27 goals and 32 assists. He's pretty much come out of nowhere. Not nowhere, but like he wasn't supposed to be this.
This is Stamkos' role on the team to be this guy,
Yeah,
not Kucherov's. Is that what you're trying to say?
pretty much.
Okay. So do I also get half the point if you get the point?
Riddler, your
Sure.
response?
So I'm really torn on this one. For the same reason that I said Lee, I feel like I'm gonna go with Tavares. He's got a ways to go for points. He's 9 behind Kucherov, but that's not a lot. I mean, all it takes is a slew of good games. I mean, you got to figure if he gets a goal and 2 helpers a game, that's 3 points right there every game. If he can do that for 5-6 games, that's a lot of points that Kucherov might get, who knows. But just Tavares is going to be like the Islanders. They need to keep scoring, and Tavares is one of the best in the business at putting points on the board.
That's Jonathan Tavares?
Yeah.
For the listeners who may not know, it's
Oh.
Jonathan Tavares.
I also
Not the producers that might not know.
I knew it. That's why I said his name.
I like the usage of helpers over assists. I'm liking that a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
I like that.
Do you like it because it sounds like Helpert from The Office?
No, it just sounds
Team
good.
Helpert?
That's what I thought he was
I
saying.
don't know what the he's talking about.
But yeah, so that's my take on it. So Red Baron, the winner is.
Paul,
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder,
That
Mark.
was my line.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to
Red Baron, the winner is.
Kyle. Who did you say?
Kucherov.
Kucherov. That's why I'm picking Jonathan Tavares. And the only reason, Kyle, I'm picking that is because I forgot who you said.
Well, now it's for the big one, the MVP. Who's winning the Hart
Want to go
Memorial?
first?
No, you
Soulsey?
go first. Keep it going.
I'm going with Nikita Kucherov. The guy's playing lights out. Like I said before, 59 total points. It's going to keep rising. He has Stamkos with him, so his assists are going to keep being there. They're going to keep winning games, and they're going to end up in first place. And that's going to be a big reason why he's going to win MVP.
Riddler?
I don't like that answer. Take it back.
Why don't you like it?
Try
I don't like
again.
it. Try again.
He's also a lefty.
I'm like, keep going. Come on.
There's not a lot of lefties out there in the NHL these days.
That's not right. But I like where you're going with this.
He's a very good center. All right. Is he a center?
All right, we're gonna go ahead and just stop this.
Edit that out.
So
Nah, give it.
for the reasons I stated before, I'd like to say John Tavares. I will not say that though, because I mean, what's the deal? They're in last place. I mean, point wise, they're not that far out. They would need some pretty decent help, even though we're only halfway through the season. They're playing in a pretty star-studded conference. So I can't give it to somebody that's on the outside looking in. So I'm going to give it to Stamkos. I think he overtakes everybody on the Lightning. Just absolutely everybody.
Get the Lightning and win the Stanley Cup.
That's not true.
Red Baron. Who's winning the Hart Memorial?
Stamkos is.
Why, Kendall?
Kyle,
You just don't like Kucherov.
You've said his name different every time. I love it.
I just felt that the reasons that the Riddler provided were more compelling than yours. And you did a good job. You did a real good job. I picked you for 2.
Can you tell me what his reasons were?
Much like Tavares, he provides a lot of backbone for the team. He's going to provide scoring for a team that's essentially in last
Who's going
place.
to pass in the puck, Ken?
William Sonoma.
Man, Kyle takes it so personally.
I know he does.
There you go, Ken.
Gets so mad.
All right, I'll do the shot for William Sonoma, but that's it.
You won.
That's not true. We're tied.
No. He picked you for 4. He picked me for 2.
Well, I'll give you a bonus point for trying.
I'll tell you what.
And the
still
tiebreaker
4-3.
goes to you, so we're tied. High five.
If I picked 1-1-1, they'd know the show is staged, that we practice this every night before
They
we
know
go on.
it's
the
staged.
It's not staged.
It's choreographed.
I did a lot of fucking research for this.
And you did a good job.
A+.
Well, there's one important trophy we left out. Mock, which trophy is that?
Ooh, the Calder Trophy.
Now, why did we leave that out? Because Mock Sheen Washable did his homework.
Oh, yeah.
He likes young boys, so he's going to do the homework on this.
Here we go.
Don't look at me when you say that.
So, Mock Sheen Washable has decided that he would like to take the reins on the Calder Memorial Trophy. So, what he plans on doing here is the buy-sell method. He's going to go ahead and he's going to pick the 3 players that he thinks are most fitting of the Calder Memorial Trophy. He's going to pitch one of them to Souls, one of them to myself, and one of them to the Red Baron. You know. And we're going to discuss whether we buy or sell on that player. And then Mock Sheen's going to tell us who he thinks wins it.
All right.
So lead him off with the Red Baron.
Up first.
He was looking right at me.
The Red Baron.
I like the quick one that Riddler did.
Baron.
It's kind of like Super Troopers.
Yeah.
All right, meow.
So it's on the Red Baron. Yeah.
The first rookie I have here is Clayton Keller from the Arizona Coyotes. Gave this one to the Red Baron on purpose.
The desert.
Out in the desert.
I am buying all the way. Let's begin. Arizona Coyotes. They play in the desert.
Can I tell you why I picked him?
No. Please tell me.
Coyotes. They live in the desert.
So far on the year, he has 14 goals and 18 assists. Sorry, helpers. Sorry.
The fans. They're deserting them.
He started the season red hot. He had 9 goals and 15 helpers in the first month of the season. December cooled off a little bit, but he leads the Coyotes in goals and points, and he's tied for assists.
No, I didn't coin the phrase helpers, but don't take my thing.
Well, I like it.
For a rookie to be a leader in those categories, I think is enough right there. And to be playing in the desert, it's hard to play there, especially when you're playing
10-win
hockey.
team.
Especially when you're playing hockey. Dome or not, dry air. It's real tough on the players. It's tough to hydrate, and I'm very excited for them.
Soulsey?
Soulsey, the player I give to you is Matthew Barzal from the New York Islanders. He's a center. So far in the season, he has 13 goals, 26 helpers, which leads all rookies, and he's looking like a great building piece for the Islanders.
I'm gonna buy. He has good teammates around him to help him out. That's why the helpers are so high. I think he keeps it up, and he's gonna keep playing with the same team for the next few years. So I think he's gonna be on his way up.
All right.
Fair enough.
My final candidate for the Calder Trophy,
To the Riddler.
to the Riddler, Brock Boiser, right winger from the Canucks. He leads all rookies in goals and points. He has 18 helpers. He was the fastest Canuck rookie to 20 goals. He got 20 goals in 34 games.
Think of all the cuck jokes Chef would be making right now.
know.
The cuck.
Are you buying or selling?
I'm actually pretty torn. I don't know. I'm buying. So, I personally don't think his defense is there. But with that being said, like you said, this guy's already registered 40 points on the season. Pretty impressive. I mean, you're looking at like an Austin Matthews-ish caliber, or Temi Panarin caliber rookie season. Now, he's playing on the Vancouver Canucks, which, I mean, sucks
It's a
for
shit
him.
show.
Yeah, I mean, they're not doing, like, terrible. They got more wins than the Coyotes.
That's not very hard.
No, but he's -1, which means there's obviously stuff going wrong on his line. Whether there's times where it's one player that makes a mistake and it leads to a goal, but more so than not, it's a team effort. It's a team game. He's doing. My big reason for buying is because as a rookie, the guy is shooting about 20% and has 15 power play points, which is pretty impressive. So for a team that's not clicking on all cylinders, he is. So I'm buying on him.
I had winning the Calder Trophy, Brock Bozer from the Vancouver Canucks. If he keeps scoring the way he is, I don't think anyone's going to come close to him.
I like hockey trophies a lot because they do something that it's hard to do in baseball for pitching, with the Cy Young Award or whatever. But in basketball, it's something that could be done. It's probably the only sport that's probably relatable, and we talked about it. There's the trophies for most goals in a season, and then there's the trophy for most points in a season, and then there's the MVP trophy, which I tend to think if the NBA implemented a trophy that was given out yearly for the highest point per game total every year, I think it would really change the way people look at the MVP candidacy for basketball. Because for me, for example, if Steph Curry were to win MVP this year, or Kevin Durant, or just anybody on that team, to me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's like on the Blackhawks, it'd be like Kane winning MVP. It doesn't make a lot of sense because there's a lot of components to that team where if Kane wasn't there, yes, they would be hurting a little bit, but it is not saying that they wouldn't be where they are. I mean, Tays can score. Panik was scoring before he left. They still have good defense in Seabrook and all these young defenders coming up. They've got absolute rock-solid presence in the net, Crawford, when he gets back and he's healthy again. They have Nick Schmaltz. They've got Patrick Sharp and Brandon Saad who know the system. They've got the best coach, arguably, in all of NHL, in Joel Quenneville. So it's nice to see the MVP kind of work its way around to a certain place. Now, sometimes it does go to like Sidney Crosby, a team that is stacked and wins, but he was deserving of it when it happened. But I always like it because it doesn't necessarily always go to just the guy that scored the most points.
Yeah. There's one more guy I want to bring up specifically to the Riddler. Alex DeBrincat.
Yeah.
From the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
So far in the year, he has 14 goals and 13 assists. What do you think about him?
I like him a lot. It's still a little too early for me to tell whether or not he's going to be part of the system or part of the process. And what I mean by that is players like Brent Seabrook, Jonathan Tays, Patrick Kane, Duncan Keith, Corey Crawford. These are all players that were part of the process. They came up, they were big, they were good, they liked them, they signed them to huge long-term deals, and they kept them around. You get players like Brandon Saad, Artemi Panarin, Richard Panik. These are players that put up good points, big numbers. They did well. They were part of a championship team, but cap casualties. They were viewed as somebody that could theoretically be replaced. It's a little tough to say right now. It depends on what kind of player he rolls out to be. He's pretty even point-wise between goals and assists, like you said. If he turns out to be more of a helper guy, then he's going to be great on the Patrick Kane line. If he turns out to stay even, he'll still be good on the Patrick Kane line. He'll be good on any line for the Blackhawks because Joel Quenneville is not afraid to put somebody who can score goals on the third line. He likes depth and scoring. If he turns out to be a goal scorer, he'll be great for a Jonathan Tays guy. If he's scrappy, likes to get to the net, that's why Andrew Shaw for all those years played on that Jonathan Tays line from time to time because Jonathan Tays was nitty-gritty, got to the net, used his big body to get in there and get shots, and Andrew Shaw wasn't afraid at his sub-6 frame to get in and shoot rebounds and get physical with 6'3" defenders. The guy fought Zdeno Chara. He's like a foot taller than him. So it depends on what kind of player he wants to be.
I do it too. Tell him to bring it on.
It depends on what kind of player he wants to be, but it's still too early for me to tell whether or not. I think he's going to be a good player wherever he goes, but it's too early for me to tell if he's going to be, like I said, part of the process or part of the system.
It looks like the Blackhawks seem to be that team where, like, for a young player to come in and learn, that's probably the best environment.
That's what I said. The Blackhawks, they're like the Patriots. They find valuable players at great deals. They bring them in, they do their part, they help them in ways, and then when the time comes, they get rid of them. That's what the Duclair thing is all about. The guy's going to be a restricted free agent at the end of the season. They got him for, I think it's $1.1 million. They signed Richard Panik to a $2.5 million deal and he'll be making like 2.8 next year, which is not a lot of money for athletes these days, but for somebody that, isn't consistent and goes through slumps of scoring, we'll call it 4 goals over 10 games, and then goes maybe 1 goal for 13 games, and then back to 6 goals in 5 games, that's a lot of money to pay someone for inconsistency. A lot of people will argue that that's what Jonathan Toews brings, but they're dumb. Jonathan Toews earns his money in and out of the locker room. Everybody who says that Jonathan Toews is overrated because he doesn't score goals, I hate it. I see so much shit about it on the internet. It drives me nuts. The guy wins faceoffs. The guy is great defensively. He's a great leader. The guy gets nitty-gritty in the rebounds. Everybody who says that he sucks. Sorry. Anyway, so who did you say won the Calder Memorial?
The Calder Memorial goes to Brock Boiser.
Okay, sorry. I kind of went off on a tangent there.
Very impassioned. So Kyle has prepared a very intriguing segment. Very exciting. We have here the Mighty Ducks Superlatives. And Kyle's going to give a character, and the Riddler here is going to match a NHL player that kind of fits that mold.
There's got to be a better hockey movie you can use.
Oh,
That's right. The Mighty Duck Superlatives.
quack, Mr. Ducksworth.
We'll both do our shot, but we wanted to say it. Mark, why do you not like the Mighty Ducks?
I don't know. I just never liked
Because
the movie.
you're a weird?
No, I just never liked the movie. Emilio Estevez isn't a good actor.
No, we're not saying that he is, but it's a good movie.
Agree to disagree.
Neither really is
So
Charlie
what's your favorite
Sheen.
hockey movie? If you say Miracle,
No, I don't know. I don't think I have one.
Are there a lot of hockey movies? I feel like I can only think of those 2.
all right, we're
I mean,
done.
Slapshot was good.
We're done. What about the Goon?
So
Goon was pretty
Goon 2. But
We're done. We're just done.
Anyways,
There are 3 Mighty Ducks.
yeah, all of them are great.
The second one's okay.
I like to say.
Wow. I don't know if we caught that burp, but that was a butt burp.
you'd pick that up. Don't worry, we got that.
All right.
So we're going to lead off with Adam Banks. So Adam Banks, the best scorer on the team. They picked him up because of the changing of the town line. Now he's a Duck. Who does he relate?
So, based off of the description that you gave myself and the fans, I'm going to say that this is a tough one, but I think I'm going to give it to James Neal from the Golden Knights. He was a really, really good player for the Predators. Now he's a really, 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 really good player for the Knights, and he changed teams because of the expansion draft. So I think that's fair.
Good job.
Thank you.
So now we're going to go to the captain, the leader of the Ducks, Charlie Conway. Given the C, given the shootout versus the Hawks in movie number 1, gives his own jersey up to help Bombay coach in season 2 to Russ Tyler, and regains the C back in the Mighty Ducks 3. Who does he relate?
So that's a tough one, because obviously all the All-Stars are really, really star caliber. And the second movie, like you said, he doesn't play that much of a role, but the third movie, he plays a much bigger role.
He plays a big role off the ice.
Right. So I'm saying talent-wise. He's much more prevalent talent-wise in the third movie. And in the first movie, he's not that talented in the beginning. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that one to Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars. He's just the kind of guy, he's very reliable, the whole team can kind of count on him type of deal. Great leader on and off the ice, and just a guy that people listen to.
Fun fact: they go visit the Stars in Mighty Ducks 2.
Yeah, but that's back in the Minnesota or the North
Yeah,
Stars.
but like it all collaborates.
Yeah, but people in Minnesota wouldn't be happy that you said that.
Well,
Don't
sorry,
say that.
Minnesota.
All right, go ahead.
My favorite character, Averman, the funny, the nerdy, the somewhat not really talented player, but everybody enjoys.
So I'm gonna put the talent on hold for this one because I don't want to say that this guy's not talented, but I'm gonna give it to PK Subban.
I'm sorry, who?
PK Subban. He's just a guy that's always having fun. He's loving life. You know, he's having a great time on the ice, on and off. He's laughing. You know, he's always a great member to have in the funny shootouts that they do. Everything with him is just he's really happy to be playing the game.
Hey, go to swing, go to. Sorry. Then we're gonna go to G. Germain, Connie's boyfriend, the lovable guy, the one that everybody roots for. That's all I got.
I'm gonna give it to Patrick Kane. I mean, Patrick Kane, is kind of a ladies' man. Not as good looking as Tays, but then again, Guy's not as good looking as Conway. So I'm gonna go ahead and say. I mean, but overall, Guy doesn't get enough credit for his talent. Guy's pretty talented throughout the movie, so I'm giving it to Patrick Kane.
All right. Then we're gonna go with one of the lonesome black stars of the movie, Jesse Hall, somewhat of the captain besides Conway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the center, really takes control of the team.
That one is a little more difficult, but I think I'm going to give it to Brad Marchand because Hall's kind of the trash talker on the team.
Oh, yeah.
Brad Marchand, the enforcer, the quote-unquote dirty player of the NHL. Not that Hall's a dirty player, or Marchand for that matter, but just kind of the get under your skin, nitty-gritty kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Then we're going to go with Russ Tyler. He was brought on to D2's, you know, a USA run in the third movie. Kind of a trash talker. Got the knuckle puck. Who do you got?
I'm going to give that one to Brent Burns. Again, another kind of funny guy like Russ Tyler. Has a mean shot and just, you know.
Can he perfect the knuckle puck?
So, no, because I don't think it's physically possible. I don't know if you've ever seen D2, the Mighty Ducks, but basically he flips the puck up on end, and then he slap shots it, and then it goes to a POV of the camera, and then the puck kind of like drops a foot, and then goes up another foot, and then it just, I don't know. I don't think he could do that. But sure, we'll say he can.
I'm going to put these two together.
Okay.
They're the Bash brothers. So I'm looking for Fulton and Portman. The two guys that really...
I'd like to rescind then my Russ Tyler one and give it to Alex Pietrangelo. Also very good, offensively minded type of defenseman, fun guy or whatever. The Bash brothers, though, are going to go to Brent Burns and Drew Doughty. Kings and San Jose alike. California brothers. Not on the ice, of course. Very big competitors, but they're two guys that could really get it done physically and offensively and wouldn't want to be in the way of them.
You would compare Fulton to Burns.
Yeah, Fulton would be Burns and...
Doughty would be Portman.
Yeah, Doughty would be Portman, yeah.
I just want to interrupt. You guys are really into this. I am so impressed. It's like, this is a fun topic, and you guys are so serious.
We also
with us, Red Baron.
We also got, who other than the worst player on the team, Goldberg.
Carey Price. Got voted to the All-Star game, not having a great year. Still lovable. Everybody's favorite.
But can he play defense, though?
Yeah. Carey Price can kind of do whatever. Carey Price has a goal as a goalie. So there's offense there. And Goldberg also had a goal. Pretty sure it was in the third movie. Game-winning goal to beat the senior team.
Yep.
God, we're gross. But I'm going to get to Carey Price. He's not living up to the hype this year.
Mm-hmm. Goldberg never lives up to the hype.
Exactly. So that's what I'm giving it to.
Kyle's also been referred to as Goldberg sometimes during softball.
Bill, actually. Anyways.
You're next! So does that wrap it up?
No.
Last one.
No, we got 70 more characters.
Who's Emilio Estevez?
We have more time, or...
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
All right. I got some more people in my head, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Let's just do like two more. We'll do two more, and then we'll do
three more.
Okay.
Two more players, and then...
Okay.
I'm going to go with Kenny Wu.
Kenny Wu?
Yeah, the figure skater guy. Tried to do a lot of dancing.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's tough. Kenny Wu, I'll give it to maybe Johnny Gaudreau. I don't know. Guy kind of magical with the book.
Woo, woo, woo. Kenny Wu.
Yeah. Give it to actually. You know what? I'm not going to give it to Johnny Gaudreau. I'm going to give it to
Jerome Ingler?
No, that's not who I'm going to give it to. I'm going to give it to Steven Stamkos. Simply for the fact that Steven Stamkos likes to get his hands dirty, and Kenny Wu is the third Bash brother.
That is true.
Yeah.
He gets in it. All right. Stick, gloves, shirt.
In that order. Last but not least, for players.
We're going to go with, let's see here. Who can make a good one for?
There's so many.
I know. All right. Luis Mendoza. Very fast. Can't stop. Not really important to the team. Just fast.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Because you're pretty much going off of, like, speed.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the players that were selected to the All-Star game. It's funny, I don't think Dylan Larkin made it. Did Dylan Larkin make the All-Star game? I don't know. Oh God. Connor McDavid. For just the speed purposes, not for the talent purposes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dylan Larkin's like pretty ridiculously fast, but pretty sure he didn't make the All-Star game.
You can just relate it to him.
It's also Dylan Larkin.
He's not important to the team.
So Dylan Larkin.
Remember, they had to put cans up in order for him to stop.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
And then, finally, Coach Bombay.
He wasn't even a coach.
Lawyer, alcoholic, won the Ducks 3 titles. Basically. Because in the third movie, he got Portman's scholarship signed. He was able to play with the Ducks in the second half against the senior team.
That's a tough one because Bombay is a special kind of guy.
You want to know who I would compare him to?
Sure.
Gerard Gallant from the Las Vegas Knights.
Why?
Takes a team that was literally nothing at the time, builds him up into a championship team.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go John Cooper. He's just kind of like the more handsome of the four. And I feel like he could get his knee blown out playing against some Iceland bitch.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that sucks.
Coach Wolf, he was such a dick.
Yeah, the dentist.
Yeah.
Guy knocked out more teeth than scored goals.
Out of the league in 2 years.
I can't tell if we interested fans or we bored them to death.
I had fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, listen, I don't think anyone has ever done this comparison before. So I think that we broke ground here.
No, Mark, bias is aside against the movie. Did you hate the segment?
No, I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch. You guys really got into it. That was an entertaining.
Like I was saying, I can't believe how serious you guys were. Like, this was supposed to be fun. You guys put so much thought and like, well, this is
It
that.
all came off the dome piece, yeah?
It was great analysis.
We do what we can.
So I'll give you the golf clap for that.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope somebody comments on this and
They're probably not gonna.
disagrees with me in some way.
Don't be a hater. We like to
argue
get
with
comments.
So that pretty much wraps it up for the NHL show. So as it stands at the halfway point of the season, it's the Lightning, the Bruins, and the Maple Leafs from the Atlantic Division, the Capitals, the Blue Jackets, and the Devils from the Metropolitan, and then back out west it goes the Jets, the Predators, the Blues, and then the Knights, the Golden Knights, the Kings, and the Sharks, division leaders. And then as of today, if the were to end, blah blah blah, Rangers and Penguins are the wild cards, Stars and Blackhawks as the wild cards. So, as we do with all of our nice little middle of the seasons, whatever type of shows, who is going to the Stanley Cup? Mark Sheen.
Vegas.
And?
The Rangers.
Ooh, that's inaccurately interesting.
Going bold.
All right, I like it. Souls?
Ooh, trick me.
I'm going with Pittsburgh, Dallas.
You said the Lightning earlier in the show.
I was just kind of being funny.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't laugh, but good job. Any reason why Pittsburgh? You think they're going to get hot?
They always seem to get hot towards the end.
Oh,
And they're a good playoff team.
All right, that's fair.
I have Washington, Dallas. I think Washington gets it done.
I'm going to tell you this. Washington ain't making it.
There's a lot of football, a lot of hockey left to play.
They're cursed by playing in DC. No
I know.
DC team can get it done in the postseason.
Kill it.
I think it's a little bit more to be killed.
Yeah, I'll take one with you.
Got a couple floaters in here. Actually,
One all around.
Just let him finish it.
So for me, I'm going to take the bias route like Souls, but I'm going to say we're going to have a repeat Stanley Cup. Blackhawks Bruins, which would be so exciting. Tickets. We're buying tickets if that happens. I want that to be known now. We're going to all 2 of the games that they play in Boston.
That's fine.
Because we're talking Brooms, baby. Sweep City.
We'll do our.
I earned the shot. I want that to be known.
Go for it.
We'll do our podcast from Boston.
That'd be cool.
TD Gardens. Ladies and gentlemen, this private stock is finished again.
It's not good.
Nips next week.
Fresh batch.
Beer reviews?
Yes.
I'll go first.
All right.
How was your Bush?
Again, what did you drink again?
I had the Bush. Fantastic as always. Recommend it to all. Get on that train.
Excellent.
I had, everybody's first craft beer.
This is the moment to be real ballsy about your reviews because there's no more private stock.
The Pale Ale. It's a classic. It's a good, beginner craft beer. Go out and grab one. I recommend it.
I was so nervous when we started the show. You know why? Because I love you guys.
I like to stand on the arches for this beer.
What?
What?
St. Louis, Missouri, the arch.
I understand now. Don't ever say that.
Why are you saying St. Louis?
Don't worry about it.
Missouri, bitch. You're lucky you don't have no private stock. You don't know your cities.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
He's talking about Bush. I have a collab from Off Color and Miller High Life. It's a bottle made with champagne yeast. And it's very good. It kind of has sour qualities. I like it a lot. It's called Eek. It's not available anymore. I don't think they're ever going to make it again. I don't think it was very popular. But when it came out last year, the Riddler and he was very nice. He set me up, and I had 8 or 9 bottles. And this was the last one. So I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed me butchering the beginning of the show to explain it.
Riddler?
I don't know. From the mouths of the babes to the power of the men, I make it all new again. Hold my hand, because I can't touch the ground. I'm your Lolita, La Femme Nikita. I made sure to look up lyrics of the song Lolita by the Veronicas. Australian.
What's so funny is he prefaced it saying, you could say whatever you want in these beer reviews.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
shot is on.
There's a whole other bottle back there.
Yeah, I'll take a swig or 2 or 6. But no, the Lolita was very good. As is, I'm a little bit biased because I'm obviously, to these guys' knowledge, a big Goose Island advocate before the show, long since before the legal age of purchasing alcohol. But this is very good. It's a raspberry infused sour, essentially. Very good. Not too sweet, not too bitter. Big fan.
Now,
I'd like to see the color.
How many do you have left in the Farmhouse series?
2.
2 left.
Yeah, 2. We have trying to remember Halia.
And the Farmhouse King.
Halia will be next week's. The Farmhouse King. Halia will be next week, and then the big close with arguably the best of the Farmhouse / Belgium style sour sisters.
The Farmhouse King.
Madame Rose.
All right, very excited.
Yeah,
very excited.
I'll go back to Coors next week.
What?
Well, you never had Coors on the
Kyle's-
show.
I did last week.
Kyle's doing an opposite
Light.
thing to you. He's just going through the worst 40s.
I believe the listeners want to know where they can find us.
Yes, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's coaching the team like Charlie Conway or bash brothering it up like Portman and Fulton. Almost that up.
Subscribe on Podbean and iTunes, and we're on the Lieb Sports Network every day from 7 to 8 a.m. and the PPRN Radio Network every Sunday from 12 to 1 p.m.
And shout-outs? Do we have shout-outs?
Yes. Friends from England on the Allenham Island podcast.
Hi, I'm Ken Clark, host of the Allenham Island podcast. Released at the start of each month, escape from reality for a while with me, Adam Wood, Graham Robson, and Sean Corrigan as we discuss the latest shenanigans in the Premier League, the most anticipated Hollywood blockbusters, binge-worthy TV series, and the video games we're obsessing over. we extend an invite to get involved in some of our features such as Movie Lane, 5 clues to guess the movie, our thought-provoking opening questions, and our correspondence section where we hear from you, the listeners. We also release a mid-month podcast where we open the doors to The Cabana, our late-night, no-holds-barred, one-topic chat over cocktails. You can find us at www.alnhamislandpodcast.co.uk or search for us on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, or where you get your pods from. Just search for Alnham Island.
Check them out.
Make sure to listen to those chaps.
Friends from across the pond. I like that.
Across the pond, they found us.
Well, we don't really know what our topic is next week, so we can't preface you with that. But sports and beer. But until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Yep.
I'm Milwaukee.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Wow.